heart. Now, have you ever wondered what is the meaning of the word sin? What does the Bible mean by the word sin? Now, it's not just sin. We also have words like iniquity. I don't know about you. When I read those things in those days as a young Christian, I get confused. Is sin iniquity? Is iniquity sin? And at the same time, you hear words like trespass, especially when it comes to offering. You hear trespass offering. What is trespass offering? And then you begin to hear words like holiness, unrighteousness, uncleanliness. Come on. What does these words mean? I mean, from the angle of the Bible, not from the way we think it means. Now, some of you may quickly go and pick your Bible or use Google Translation to say, translate these words. Well, you may actually be wrong. You know why? Because there's something the historians call etymology. Now, that's a big English, right? All right, now, etymology is simply the study of the roots of words or the origin of words. All right? Now, if you go and pick your Google Translate and you quickly pick a word in the scriptures and put it in Google Translate, Google is likely to tell you something completely different from what the Bible writers actually have in mind. The same thing goes for those of you who say, well, okay, let me go and use Oxford English Dictionary, Advanced English Dictionary. You know, the Bible words doesn't work like that. You see, in etymology, we get to understand that words in their original meanings are quite different from words in the present day meaning. So back to what we're saying. So what does the Bible writers have in mind when they mention sin, when they mention iniquity, when they mention unrighteousness, when they mention holiness, oh, holy, holy, when they mention trespass, and so on and so forth? Let's take a look. Sit down, relax, and let's look at these words one by one. Stay tuned. Now, let's start with the word sin. What does the Bible have in mind anytime it mentions the word sin? All right, now, the word translated sin comes from several words. One of them is one, W-O-N, one, or atath. Atath means missing. Something is missing. When you miss something, or from the word amata, also from the word hamatano, that is sin, is also translated from the word hamatano, which means to miss the mark, to miss a point. All right. Then we also have the word adika, translated as sin. Adika. Adika can simply be termed to mean something that is unjust, unfair. You understand? So now these are several words translated as sin in the Bible. Then we also have the word parabasis, which means to be violent in offense or in transgression. We'll look at the word transgression later. But to be violent in offense, when you are doing something wrong, you are doing it violently. Now, that's the word parabasis. Now, you find that the writers of the Bible did not just use one root word translated as sin. All right? We have one, we have atat, we have adikia, we have amatano, and we have parabasis. Now, all those words were used by those who translated the Bible from the original scripts to mean sin, especially in the King James Version. So what then does the Bible mean when it mentions the word sin? Now, sin generally means to disobey instruction, or to disobey the law, or to disobey a statute, either given or agreed upon by a group of people. That's usually sin. But generally, etymologically, sin means to disobey the law. Etymologically, the intention, that is the root word of using those words by the writers of the scriptures, is simply to break the law. All right. Now, when we mention the law, I know some of you quickly say, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. No. Now, the law simply means what is generally agreed by a group of people, by a society. You understand? All right. So in today's world now, if a man run foul of the law, in those days they say he has committed a sin. For example, if you are driving against traffic, if you disobey the traffic signs, understand that you have committed traffic offense. So in the days of the scriptures, they will not say that you have committed traffic offense. They will say that you have committed a sin. Do you understand? All right. So the general intention is that somebody has run foul of the law. Now, so the Bible has God as a central piece through Jesus Christ. Now, when we say to break the law or to miss the point of the law, then we're simply saying that to break the law of God. Okay? So because the Bible is all about God and the relation between God and man. All right. Now, so that means when the Bible mentions sin, the Bible is actually talking about breaking or missing the point or the mark, or violently disobeying the instruction or the law of God. Now, before you begin to go, the Lord did that, if you look at the scriptures very well, laws are divided into several sections, which is beyond our discussion today. All right. Now, we have religious laws, we have moral laws, we have sanitary laws, yes, we have business laws, we have transactional laws, that is business laws too, we have relation laws, we have marital laws, and the likes and the likes. The one that is actually referred to as sin by scriptures, the one that the intentions, the Bible writers had in mind, is the laws that relate with God. That is the law that relates with you and God. For example, if you analyze the 10 Commandments, the popular 10 Commandments, we have the sections that deal with God. Right? Now, having said that, let's then go to the second one that's a little bit confusing. We'll look at that another time.